Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Devil May Cry 5 Dante Must Die S-Rank walkthrough. This is mission 11, it's called Reason. Urizen, your reason, get it guys? I don't know if that's just a reference to the name Urizen, who wasn't he some kind of deity? Some philosophical deity of actual reason and logic that William Blake created? Anyhow, this is a Dante level that I was very happy to get to, but you'll notice that my performance is going to be kind of shit, because I was so shell-shocked that I did 10. So some of these fights are going to be kind of like half-assed and empty, but it should give you encouragement, because I'm not going to play very well, and I'm still going to do it. That's kind of what this walkthrough is intended to be at this part. I want to inspire people so that they don't think you have to be the best player in the world to do these, because at this moment in time I'm not very good at this game. The next project I do for this game is going to make this one look like a piece of shit in comparison. But this is going to be a wonderful flagstone. It's going to be a great start in this path down the road of getting much better. And I love to have that kind of contrast. That was unfortunate. I took all that damage and didn't even hit the move I was trying to do. But there goes the nobody. So this is going to be... Look at that as well, 6,600 style. Guys, do you think that I played that good in that fight? Because I don't. Guys, do you think that some of those fights in Mission 10, if that's a 6,600 point style average, some of those fights in Mission 10 should have been 7,000 plus? Am I drunk here in thinking that? Or is that just confirmation that Mission 10 is broken? Because I didn't play well then, I didn't do many combos then, I didn't hold my average very high then, and I only fought 3 dudes. Admittedly, one of them was a nobody, and he's quite tanky, but still, that was not a 6,300 point fight going by Mission 10 standards. So this next fight is going to be some Hellkiners, followed by, I think it's a couple of Chaoses, and then it's going to be the worst Fury in the game. Because this level has got really weird geometry, and there's a bunch of those stupid tentacles stealing your lock-on, making him an absolute nightmare. However, this is a first attempt, and this is going to be kind of a new thing for the channel. This is a first ever, in my knowledge. I'm going to be releasing a video in a walkthrough where I die, and a Devil May Cry, that's unheard of. I usually would never ever do that, and there's a part of me that doesn't want to do that, but I mentioned at the beginning of this walkthrough that I wanted this to be as honest and to be as direct as I can, to show you my first victories, not the one that I cherry-picked where I was super amazing all the time. So I'm going to die in this video, guys, and I'm still going to get the rank. I hope that that can motivate you into thinking that not all is lost, but I have to explain how it works to give you an idea of why it worked the way it did. So my style average, by the time I die, is going to be so high that I don't need the multiplier of the no continues, and I'm able to continue. The boss is in the last 10% of its HP, so I'd almost done it anyhow. And the reason that I died is because I was using a strategy that I'm not that familiar with, that I think is a really safe strategy. Ironically, I died doing it, but that's my fault. I've only fought this boss twice on Dante Must Die. The first time I beat the game on Dante Must Die, I fought him, and then the second time when I recorded this. So as much as I had an idea of what he does, I wasn't comfortable enough with some of the features, and I ended up just completely forgetting what my strategy was. Because this is how funny Mission 10 was. I was on Mission 10 for so long that when I got to Mission 11, I couldn't remember what my strategy was. So I'm fighting a boss, knowing that I should be doing something, but forgetting what I'm doing. And it's all sounding very unprofessional and unreliable for a walkthrough, but the idea of what I was doing is solid and fine. Unfortunately, my execution was not solid and not fine. That's the thrust. Here he comes. Stop it with the Ice Age. Try to beat him up if you can. And my theory is I'm going to fight this boss in one of the easiest manners that I can, but I'm not going to use Royal Guard in the way that many people will use Royal Guard for this fight. If you use Royal Guard when you have Devil Trigger, you don't even have to time the block. You can hold guard and get free blocks at the cost of Devil Trigger. That is probably the most broken and lunatic thing in this entire game, and I don't like it. I personally am never going to use it. However, you totally should. If you are just wanting to get a trophy and an achievement and get this done and you're not having fun, use the fuck out of it. It is such an exploitable feature. It will make and trivialize almost every single encounter in this game. For the strategy that I want to show, I wanted to show people how to get Devil Trigger by just attacking the boss in a very safe manner, taunting him when you can, and then when he teleports away, you use Royal Guard to guard his fireballs. However, on this pattern, he never ever threw the fireballs the way he did the last time I fought him, so the Devil Trigger was nowhere near as consistent, and because I wasn't playing very well, I was using Devil Trigger to heal myself rather than building STT, and the fight ended up going bad. But to kind of give you an idea of what the strat is you stinger his recovery, jump away, wait for him to do a move, but don't go in too quickly so he doesn't follow it up, stinger it again, and then when he teleports away from you, you want to use Cascade with Kalina Ann. If he starts firing electricity, you parry it, you get SDT, and then you jump into the sky twice, activate SDT, and then you just shower him with lasers. If you do that twice, you've pretty much killed him. And you just combine it together, the Royal Guard to get the Devil Trigger, the Stingers to do a bit of damage and feel like you're doing something, stay out of his range to stay safe, do a couple taunts if you want to, and then when he jumps away and you're safe, use Cascade. Cascade does incredible damage, but it takes a while to do, and it has massive recovery, so you only get about 3 before he can fight you. And if you do it correctly, it's a really easy fight. But I don't do it correctly, and I really should have practiced, so it's 1000% my fault. But this is 2 Chaoses, and one of them is Devil Triggered, and I'm trying to implement more of the motorcycle because it's really funny. And I'm doing roses and jump cancels and trying to spin between my weapons, but my depth perception was a little bit off then thanks to camera and my faulty brain, so I wasn't able to keep that going any longer, but it was looking kind of nice, wasn't it? I think you can tell that my Dante is getting a lot more complicated and a lot more comfortable, even though I'm not doing the most intricate things. He's just so much fun to play as. Oh, and I did the wrong move then. So there's a move with Cerberus where you do forward back, hold the circle, and you release this massive thunderstorm, and I never use it because I forgot it existed. And the easy way to do it, I found, is if you lock onto an enemy and you press towards them and circle when you're in Swordmaster, you'll do that staff vaulting kick, and then you hold circle after activating that, and when you land, if you pull back and let go of circle, you will cancel from the kick into the ground stomping electricity, and then from there you can do whatever you want to do. And it looks super awesome. Here we go with a couple of these pointless tentacles that are helping me carry a style into this fight that it's inevitably going to take off me. But look at this, 6,600 stylish points. Just put this video, guys, and put Mission 10 side by side. Compare the fights. I'm fighting at the same level in this video as I fought in that video, yet in this video, I'm getting 6,000 averages. It makes no sense. Something's wrong, dude. Something is broken in that mission. That was unfortunate. Look at that for luck. And I jump cancelled it, which I didn't even know you could do. That looked sick. Wasn't intentional. There it is. That's the move. See it? And I got hit for it, but it still counts because I like that move. And I'm glad I got to show that as well, because you might have forgot, like I did, that it exists. And right now, because I'm in Devil Trigger, the Summon Swords are doing their job, and I'm just doing the jab. I definitely need to up my Balrog game. I just don't do anything with it. I need to start doing the uppercuts. I need to start looking at its move list to see the things I've inevitably forgot. And then we just get to style on this Kana. Look how good the round trip is at keeping him in the air, though. Oh my god, the lock-on! No! If I'd have held lock-on, that would have been funny. It might have relaunched. Probably wouldn't, though, because the game hates me. Oh, am I going to go into it? There we go. No, 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 I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. That's unfortunate. But if you don't know what quadruple S is, guys, whenever you have triple S's as Dante and you have a full SDT bar, if you activate SDT, you will go into it without the big fancy animation, and you will be able to attack in it for a couple of seconds before you get locked into it. So if you do one combo of 3 hits with your attack button, you can turn it off, and then you won't waste any of your bar, and then you can chain going into that mode and just doing devastating things. My problem is, I don't really know what to do in SDT because I kind of hate it, so I don't really make the best of it as I could. And this fight here is the hardest fight in the level. I think this is the hardest fight in the game, personally, because I just don't think the arena is big enough for this particular sequence of enemies. When these guys get together, bad things happen. So I'm going to use SDT here to try and thin out the ranks. And I think this actually puts it to an S, which is one of the first times I've ever used this, and it's given me the style I deserve. And do I cancel into the move? I usually have trouble doing this. Oh no, I did it. Nice. If you ever see me flailing like a retard and not ending with this when I use this mode, it's because I couldn't get it to come out. I have to press square and triangle, and for some reason pressing those two buttons just... it's not my forte. I need to practice it. But now we only have 2 Scooters and 1 Protoss, and there's going to be a nobody that's about to spawn. All I'm going to do here, guys, is try and get rid of the Scooters. They're an unnecessary risk, and here comes the nobody. So, fighting the nobody the first time on Dante Must Die was a pain in the ass, because I ignored him and he summoned another nobody. I couldn't think for the life of me that they were able to do that, but this guy definitely is. So, I would recommend you try and get rid of him if you can, but that can happen. So, did you see the hit stun on that move? The hit stun on that move just then was so strong because he hit me in a jump. I tried to jump it, but I think I got caught. And as you saw, it did a lot of damage. That's why he's a problem, because he's just going to keep doing it. He just keeps on doing it. He does nothing else. He just keeps on running at you, doing that same 2 moves. There are enemies in Bloodborne that have more attacks than this fucking monster. And you can kill them in 1 hit. Oh my goodness. And then I missed my big hit because I'm a scrub. Enemy step off him. And there's eyeballs. Eyeballs are bad news, guys. So apparently that's his... it looks like he was summoning then as well. Whenever he stands on his back legs and starts flailing his arms, you need to hurt him. I don't really recommend using the motorcycle when you have Proto knocking about, because you will trade with him. Because it's hard to get out of the animation. If this was a Nero fight, this wouldn't be too bad, just because of how easy it is to stay in the air with Nero. But with Dante, you really have to earn it. You have to try. You have to jump cancel. You have to trickster. You have to hit them consistently with the roars. It involves a lot of shit that I don't really want to do. So instead, we're just going to get pooed on a little bit. But once again, folks, this is not going very well fight-wise. I'm not doing the best. I'm doing quite shit in my metric. And I'm still going to get more style than I did for anything that I did in Mission 10. Because Mission 10 is cancer, dude. There goes the nobody. And now it's time to have fun with this guy. And there's an eyeball too, which I don't think that hurt him, but it should have. I'm trying to think, what do you think is the best way to stun this guy in this phase when he's been a dick? Obviously Royal Guard's really good against him. I wonder if driving the motorcycle towards him when he charges at you is good. Using Revolver is not good. It can parry, but I've been hit with it. Same with Balrog. You can mash Balrog to stop his swings, but if you get hit, it's one heck of a trade. You can do a few things to him, but fundamentally he's just a miserable fight. And now the only thing left to do is fight the boss. And that's when things go wrong. But look at the style! I lost, what, 100 points in that fight? Dude, that would have been 3,000 points if I was doing fucking Chapter 10. But no, the level's like, no, this is the game functioning, Chris. This is what it's supposed to look like. But there's a couple of tentacles on this corridor that I believe exist to potentially give you some health on the lower difficulties. I don't know how much they help on this one, but we'll see when I kill them. But yeah, just to recap on the boss coming up, guys. You want to, if you can, come into this fight with some SDT. I probably should have maybe... I wonder if you can get Devil Trigger from Royal Guarding these spikes. That might be something worth learning. I do know, you know those mushrooms that fire the electricity towards you? You cannot get Style and Devil Trigger off those, I don't think. They've made it so that you can't fill your Royal Guard meter by just parrying something consistent and easy. But here we go. So, strategy time. At the very beginning, he starts by firing a volley at you. You want to see my great timing. I think the first one hits me. There it was. Boom. Boom. And then he's going to fire more. Boom. 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 Look at my Devil Trigger, though. See how much that gave me? And then this is a ground shockwave. Hit him with a stinger, and then jump away. Don't get hit. I'm shit and rusty, and I don't know what I'm doing. Jump away. Wait for him to stop. Stinger. Then get away. And that's all we're going to do, guys. We're going to just stay super safe, super cowardly, easy does it, and focus on building Devil Trigger. We want him to teleport away, and then we want him to fire shit at us. But he's doing the ground one, so get ready. Oh, he's doing the teleport as well. Be careful of this. It has 3 hits on Dante Must Die, and the last hit is quicker than you think. as evidenced by me getting shit on just then. So there's the, whenever he crunches his hand like that, you're going to get chased by lightning. You can stinger him now safely, and then jump again, and then wait for him to stop, and then stinger him again. Another thing to add to your repertoire here to do a little bit more damage if you want, is you can hold the Sword Master move with this weapon, and you can hit him with round trips. You don't have to, but it's food for thought. You might be thinking, Chris, why aren't you just Royal Guarding his attacks? And that's a very viable thing to do, because and right now, you want to put Royal Guard on if you don't have it, just to see. And do you notice how he's not spamming lightning? Oh, there he does, he spammed it, shit. And I'm jumping it, so this is just proof that the fight isn't going my way. That was my opportunity to get Devil Trigger, and I fucked it up. So now he does his triple jump. You can dodge the final hit by just running around it, but I always like to dodge just to be safe. And if you don't want to trust the jump, just use Trickster. Trickster has a lot of iframes, and if you're good enough and you're confident enough, feel free to Royal Guard it. You can Royal Guard everything this boss does, but I didn't want to use a Royal Guard strategy, because for the players who aren't confident in doing it, I wanted to give them something that you don't really have to pay attention too much to do, because look at this strategy, it's fucking awful, right? This is nothing what Devil May Cry is about, but for somebody who doesn't play Devil May Cry, this is fine. And right now I should be using Cascade, but I don't. I use SDT instead. This is the first of my mistakes. You can use SDT after he's finished being stunned, and look at this, I'm wasting opportunities to use Royal Guard and get Devil Trigger. I should have used it afterwards, and now I'm trying to go into the final ender, and it doesn't work. Yeah, I get screwed. So this is a real hairy moment. But I've forgotten to do Cascade, and that's the reason why I'm doing no damage. But I'll remember, guys, don't worry, I'll remember. We're not all perfect, we can't all be sexy. But there's his combo, punish it with a stinger, get out of there. He stops his swing, punish it with a stinger. Or don't, get cowardly. Punish this with a stinger. Dodge his move. Punish this with a stinger. Whenever he does the overhead, you can punish that with a few hits. You can taunt if you want to when you're close, but you have to be confident in your dodge. I think this guy's the best boss in the game. I love this boss. It's just wonderfully ironic that he's the one who shit on me. Even though, like, other bosses have shit on me too, but not in the guide so much. Maybe Malphas. Malphas shit on me a lot. But that's just because I got hit by a projectile that I didn't really understand. Well, here we go. He's going to teleport away, and I'm finally going to get some Royal Guards, hopefully. And he's teleporting again. If he doesn't fire the projectile, you can't do it. That's the problem. So, just keep on hitting him. There's the taunt. And when he goes down, this is Cascade time. Watch the damage this does. See that damage? That's why you want to do this, guys. Land 3 of these. And if you stun him, you can land even more. All you do is hold triangle. Hold triangle with this gun to do incredible damage. Look at the damage this thing does. And never ever do it when he's standing up or he'll kill you. And then just dodge him. That move is so good against this boss. And if I'd remembered to do it in the first phase, I would have probably already have won before I died. But I forgot. Because I'm stupid. But just dodge him, do your taunts, wait to see what he does. You can double jump over these moves if you're not confident in jumping once. And then punish it, couple hits, get out of there. The biggest problem I have with this fight is that it's so fucking pretty sometimes. I can't see what's going on. I can't see what the boss is bloody doing because there's so many particles. I've got particles up my eyes, in my ears, up my ass, down my throat. Like, it's just so goddamn pretty. There's his stop. Feel free to stinger him a bit. But you can parry everything this guy does by attacking him. And then you can stun him from parrying him, and then wail on him and do do devil triggered real impacts. You can do some sick damage here, but I wanted to give you a kind of safe strat, because it's quite a long level. And it just backfired. But if you can run around this boss like this, for as long as I'm doing right now, it's all good practice. And you'll get better at him just by proxy of playing against him a few times. Stinger that. Be careful of when he whaps his shield out like that, his wing, because it will stun you. It will make you flinch. And he's going to run away now, and we can use Cascade again. However, he's going to Devil Trigger, and the reduction in damage when he Devil Triggers is pretty steep. So just then, I don't think it even did anything. He might have guarded it, actually. And is this when he hits me? Oh, no. Did you notice how I was at the side of that move even before I jumped? That's how you know you don't have to jump that move. But the one time you don't jump it, you'll get hit. I get hit by this, I think. Oh no, still alive. Still going. It's just a shame I took those big hits at the beginning like a tard. I've played really consistently at the moment, but that's about to end. It wasn't that one. Place your bets. But you see how I'm not getting any Devil Trigger right now, and every time I do, I'm using it to heal? It's just a system of failure right now. It's not going to do what I wanted it to do. Luckily, the stingers do add up, and the cascade is wonderful, and that was a stun, so I get to beat on him a little bit. But he just doesn't do the moves I needed him to do, and I just didn't do the right things when I should have. There it was! Boom! I jumped too early. So right now, I know that I have over 6,000 style, so I just think to myself, if I quickly revive, will I get this S rank? And then I did. Personally, I wanted to do the level again, and I would have given any other criteria, but because I said I would give you the first evidence of victory, that's why this video exists. And I am by no means a perfect player, and I never play perfectly all the time. Every so often I have my moments, and hopefully just knowing that if you're at 6,000 you can get that revive should be enough to help you get through. This is not the toughest boss in the game. This is a really fair and a really fun fight, and you can really body this guy. But learn from... Here we go, he did it! He did it after I'm dead! And then I fuck it up anyway. Lol. I fucked my timing up. I really should have died. I deserved to die here and just quit. But I was stubborn. There's the ground one. You can Royal Guard the ground one as well, but I just don't do that one. I don't know the timing. God, I love this boss. It's cool music. It's got a great environment. I love the graffiti on the walls. I really enjoy this section. I'm super looking forward to spending a couple hours with this guy and just learning everything that he has. It's going to be so much fun. Here is the teleportation move. So cool. He gets real tanky with Devil Trigger, you'll notice. Somebody mentioned as well, I was doing some reading on a wiki. The wiki was wrong though, so I need to be careful and preface by saying that it might not be true. But they said that this guy drains the lights to get his power back. You notice how there's those like fluorescent lights on the walls? Whenever he runs out of power and gets stunned, he has to drain the light source to get his energy back. And I don't think I've noticed him doing that, if he does do that. But I thought that that was just such a cool detail. And then we get him, and I was really hoping that I wouldn't get the S. Just so I could share a better video. But boom, there it was. Still got it, right? 6,200. Thank you for watching. You take care now.